Can't find the light. My heavy mind echoes in the dark night. Lost in the shadows. Can't find the light. My heavy mind echoes in the dark
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you another fine episode of Conversations with Ben. And this is very special to us because we have an exclusive #1 first media interview with the Defect. So, welcome aboard, guys. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
All right, Moon. So, we have a big question that we start all of our conversations with Ben with. What did you see or hear that made you say, I want to be a professional musician?
Well, that answer would probably be my husband.
Awesome.
Yeah, or Christina Aguilera in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah,
So give us, what age are you at this point?
I'm 31.
No. When you're checking out Christine.
Oh, when I'm checking out Christina, probably like 12, 13 years
Okay.
old.
All right.
Yeah,
So that's pretty cool. So 12, 13, you see Christina, and then later on,
yeah.
you meet this fine gentleman here, and then it says, hey, I want to get
Game
in there.
over.
All right. Excellent. So your Facebook page, and this is for the Defect, was created September 7th of 2023. October 6th of 2023, you began sharing songs. On September 6th of 2024, you finally announced the first tour. What was the plan behind waiting a full year to tour?
We needed some music out first.
Okay.
We gotta have some shit to perform, you know? So we just spent that year kind of cranking it out.
Grinding in the studio.
And finding our true sound and what like fit best for us and what felt best for us. I think that we found it now, and
The tracks are very impressive.
thank you.
So when you say true sound, that's very cool because that's going to lead right into this. Explain the Defect sound and give the track to listen to a pencil new thing.
Well, the Defect sound is like to me it's kind of like a dark rave type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like some grunge in there, which he's all about like the trancey and like I'm all about the grunge. So I think it's a nice combination. And the track that I would say to go and listen to would probably, for me, it's some of our newer songs. Like we have one that's about to drop and it's called Run.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
So nobody's heard that yet.
Nobody's heard that yet.
Okay.
But you know.
When's the drop date?
Early February.
Early February.
Yeah,
this is an exclusive interview.
Yeah,
so we get stuff.
Yeah, we kind of with the songs, it definitely started progressing to be like heavier as we went along. Because early on in the process, it was
the music makes me feel very good.
Oh,
Good.
I listen to the tracks. Obviously, I've been studying and listening to get ready for this, and it's very uplifting to me.
Yeah.
Very good
For
sound.
sure.
Makes you feel good.
Well, and that was one thing with
Mhm.
the whole concept of getting the Defect together and doing this was because there was a lot of Browning fans that loved those offshoot kind of more melodic, softer Browning songs. But with the Browning, I had to do primarily heavy, and so we wanted to start this so that the Defect could appease those Browning fans for the people that wanted songs like Skybreaker and Anti-Certainty and stuff. But yeah, so the first couple songs that came out were pretty much geared towards Browning fans that specifically like that style. But then, like she said, as we were writing more and more music, it started turning more into what I think our standard sound's going to be, which is that electronic element still being very, very present, and even like her vocal production, everything being very, very like early 2000s techno, but also like early 2000s like new metal rock.
Oh gosh,
but being
I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah,
That's great to hear. Great to hear.
but yeah, being a bit heavier, especially knowing we were doing a bunch of tours with the Browning, we wanted some songs to get some energy into that crowd too.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So, in the music industry, the value of friends and family is priceless. I personally have learned more about the Defect and Moon organically than the Browning telling me about them. What do you attribute to this self-promotion success?
I mean, I think that the Defect does have a lot of ability to grow on its own.
Right.
Mainly because like the Browning is a lot more focused on like the sound particularly, where I do think that the Defect has something outside, like has more of a personality attached to it, with her being more of the front and everything.
There's like a connection that I'd like to make with people, you
Right.
know, like um nobody is like perfect. And I feel like in this world there's like a picture that people feel like needs to be met, especially like
Especially in the United States of America.
yeah, and like I can't speak for like, gentlemen or anything, but like
Right.
women, I feel like there's a
Absolutely.
picture that you feel like you need to meet, and like fuck
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
Let me be me.
yeah, exactly. And
Mhm.
like beauty is within the eye of the beholder. And
Mhm.
like there's a saying that I really dig, and it's called wabi sabi, and it's beauty within imperfection. So it's
Okay.
like let that shine through and like be you. And if somebody doesn't like it, then like look away. But like speak for yourself and like stand true to yourself, and like people tend to like that. So like that's what I'd like
Absolutely.
to push through the music, is like nobody's alone with anything, you know?
Mm,
I feel like your music is very all inclusive. Like all walks of life can enjoy that. It's not for one type of.
Yeah, just kind of like get it in, and like wherever it fits, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And we like that. Thank you.
Next up, what is your musical goal of 2025 for the Defect?
I'd like to crank out as much music as we can and just like grow, get that growth, find like hopefully dedicated fans that really dig it and are along for the ride, and just see where it goes. And
We are all over the ride. So we
yeah,
are absolutely going to help you with that growth.
right
So
on.
yeah, and with touring as much as possible, like because there's so many internet projects that pop up
right.
nowadays. And so doing a bunch of legit tours, and we want to do some tours outside of tours with the Browning as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so to
That's a big step.
yeah, and to see people, to see her actually on a stage doing it, they're like, oh, this is real, like a real thing, not just an internet project between
Yeah,
a
trying to take
couple,
it
you
to
know.
another level.
And so people can see that it's doing real stuff, and playing festivals, or doing tours with whoever knows who. And so yeah, that's a big goal for us, is to put it out there as a legitimate thing, not just an
Is the
internet project.
Defect on the second part of this tour that starts later this year?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the Defect's opening that as well, because this tour is like A market tour, big cities. That one's like B market tour, so we're hitting everywhere. And
And
so
what's the break point? When does this tour end and then
that one
part
starts
two
in
start?
April.
That one starts in April.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And so yeah, like she said, put out as much music as possible, but then also at the same time tour and do as many shows as possible.
Yeah, show face a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
We are very excited to see tonight's performance. So
Yeah.
Woohoo!
ready to go. So that's it. We've wrapped up this exclusive. I feel great. Hopefully you do.
Yeah,
Can we get our horns up? This has been Hanging Out with the Defect, Conversations with Vin.